Hello everybody. So this week in the UK it is National Apprenticeships Week. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to share with you how I use What's Your Strength when young people are interested in apprenticeships. Now I've found that it really helps them to, when they're reflecting on their own skills and qualities, they can then apply that to the sort of apprenticeships they're interested in, or perhaps the industries or the sectors that appeal to them. So I'm going to give you an example of a young person I supported last week. Now, we used What's Your Strength as I normally would do, and he picked out the subjects that he thought were his strongest and the particular sort of life experiences that he had, the things that were particularly important to him. And we went through the back and he picked out his skills and qualities. Now, at that point, we recorded them on a mind map. Now, I do this with all my students, and you can see here that this part of the jigsaw, the strengths section, he started to record the different strengths that he felt that he had. Now, at that point, we then started to look for apprenticeship vacancies on the National Apprenticeship website. Now, obviously, we were looking at them on a computer screen, but I've printed it off just to show you and give you an example of what we did. So here's an example of the apprenticeship that we were looking at. So it told you a little bit about it. But the page we focused on was entitled Requirements and Prospects. Now, on that page, it gave a really clear list of the skills that the employer was looking for, the qualities they were looking for, and the qualification. Now, at that point, what we could then do is refer to his mind map and the strengths that he had and start to actually draw some comparisons. Now, what you probably won't be able to see, I'll read out for you. On his mind map, he had already described himself as somebody that likes to challenge himself, have a strong, positive attitude, who's friendly, had a real love of learning, and talked very passionately about wanting to learn throughout his life. We could then use that against here. And you can see that I've started to circle some of them, because actually it very clearly explains that they are looking for somebody who is willing to learn, who is friendly, who embraces change and challenges with a positive attitude. So it was really nice for this student to be able to start to sort of almost recognise himself in this description. And we talked about how he might use that. And when he comes to apply for the vacancy, or if he gets through to an interview stage, he can then use his examples from What's Your Strength to give sort of some evidence of how he's developed those strengths. So, for example, through the instrument that he's learned, or through his computer science course, he's developed the particular skills that they're asking for. Now, interestingly, we also then used it as a way of looking at what he could do with developing in the future. So you might be able to see here, there's one which we put some question marks next to. Now that one, it says team player. Now this particular student, most of his strengths had come from very independent tasks, things that he did on his own. And although very valid, hadn't given him the chance to really build on team skills, which with this particular vacancy was required. So what we then did is together we then thought about and explored different opportunities which would give him the chance to develop those team-working skills. So we thought about things that went on in school, activities he could get involved in outside of school at the weekends to help him to develop more sort of communication skills and team-working skills. And we wrote those down on his action plan. So what was really nice is we were able to look at what he does, translate that into actually what that meant he was good at, and then actually start to match that up to an apprenticeship vacancy, and then take it that step further to look at what he needed to actually get better at. So it worked really, really well. And I'd love to hear from any of you who are using it in similar ways. So please do leave a comment or get in touch with me. All my contact details are on the website. So take a look at www.whatsyourstrength.co.uk. Have a fabulous day, everybody, and thanks for listening. Bye.